Well, I just watched the season 6 premiere of Rick and Morty, and I have literally nothing but nice things to say about it. So I'm going to try to keep this as brief as I can and try to stay away from spoilers. I should say, if you're in the United States and you're looking for where to watch this episode, if you missed it when it initially came out, you can watch it on the Adult Swim website, I believe, without a subscription to anything. I think it's just up on Adult Swim. So go check it out if you haven't already. I'm going to do my best to stay away from spoilers, but I'll have to touch on a few things just for specific sakes and being as clear as I can. So you've been warned somewhat, but I'm not warning you for something that dangerous. It's not that important. I'm just going to talk about the show. I love Rick and Morty. It's no secret. You heard that little intro I did there. I'm a very big fan of Dan Harmon. I'm a fan of Justin Roiland too, but Dan Harmon as a creator and as a writer, he's someone I've always looked up to because he's very, very technical and very precise with how he sets up his character development in each and every episode. And it was true for Community, it was true for Monster House that he worked on, and it's definitely true for Rick and Morty. And I feel like this season 6 premiere is a big milestone for the show because it feels like now, with how far these characters have come, how well developed they are, it feels like there is now a built-in balance between comedy and drama thanks to how far these characters have come and how well they were developed. Season 1 Morty doesn't look anything like Season 6 Morty. The relationship between Beth and Jerry in Season 1 is drastically different than in Season 6 or Season 5 or Season 3. There's just so much change and there's so much going on between these characters. It just gets the audience so engaged, and for sure it gets me engaged and keeps my attention on the screen. I really felt like this episode was one of the funnier episodes of Rick and Morty while also being one of the more somber and melancholy episodes, which I was not expecting at all, but that's about what you get when you have an episode that is dedicated basically to looking back at how far these characters have come and how far these relationships have come as well. Because it's not just character development, it's relationship development that this show has mastered now, where you have the interactions between characters feeling drastically different than they did from Season 1. And if you ever want a crash course in how to develop characters, how to write interesting characters, how to keep them interesting as a show or a story goes along, just watch Rick and Morty or listen to Dan Harmon talk, because it becomes abundantly clear that you just have to put everything you have into it. You have to be very technical, you have to be very, very precise. You have to make sure everything has a use, everything has a meaning. There's no filler, no fluff. It's just a light, perfectly trimmed down episode of Rick and Morty, and I adored it. I really, really loved this episode. It had some fun payoffs, some fun callbacks. I won't spoil them here. If you've seen the episode, you'll know the few fun callbacks I'm talking about, and then it brings up new information as well that gets me excited for what's to come. It's nostalgia mixed with innovation, where it's like, let's look back at this and see how we can take it further, which is something I feel like adult animated shows just don't do, like, at all. You look at The Simpsons, you look at Family Guy, they're sort of addicted to looking back and then, okay, well, let's be content riding off that wave, kind of, because I haven't been hyped up about a new season of The Simpsons or Family Guy or even South Park, which still gets some pretty big laughs out of me. I just can't get as into it as I do with Rick and Morty, because Rick and Morty has so much going on with its characters, with its relationships, with its world as well, and just the attention to detail in that world. It's truly, truly incredible how well thought out this show is. Now, while I thought this episode was really funny and also melancholy, it did something, again, that I'm going to praise, because I don't really have any mean things to say about this episode, which is that, yeah, what a great critic I am. I have no criticisms of you. It's all praise. But that happens sometimes. And sometimes I just want to gush about things. The one thing this episode did right, that was something I was scared about after the end of Season 5 with the Evil Morty plotline kind of coming to an end in a way, or at least coming to a safe stopping point, I guess is what I'll call it for right now. This episode introduces a new antagonist, a looming threat, which is something that is desperately needed for Rick and Morty, because it felt like for a little bit that we're kind of just coasting through from sci-fi story to sci-fi story. Each one had great character development, great relationship development, great stories just in general that were creative and funny. And that's all well and good, but now it feels like it's being elevated to another level past that. It just keeps growing and getting better and better. And so I'm genuinely excited to see where this show goes next, which sounds like a gawky thing you'd read in a oh, I can't wait to see where you're taking it next. Watch it next week. But that's genuinely how I feel after this episode. And I haven't had this feeling since maybe the end of the last season of Better Call Saul, or like the mid-season break of that, which is another show that I was super into and getting into as that came to an end. Maybe I'll do a video on that in a bit if people are interested in it and interested in my thoughts and on Better Call Saul just in general. But this is a time I'm feeling it with Rick and Morty too, and I can't really remember the last time I felt this for adult animation for anything other than BoJack Horseman. When BoJack Horseman was coming to an end, I remember having a similar feeling where I was like, oh, I can't wait to see where this show goes next. But that feeling came from the show ending. It came from, I can't wait to see where BoJack winds up with this character development so I can see the ending of it. Because I feel like BoJack Horseman's a really, really heavy show, and it can be really funny at times, but its balance between comedy and drama towards the end of the show, for sure, it definitely kicks up a lot more towards the drama, and it becomes difficult to rewatch, at least for me personally, to go back through that show, and it just kind of, it slips and stumbles in a few areas that I'm sure are at no fault of BoJack Horseman at all. It's more of a fault of Netflix not giving it the seasons that they wanted. They want to do maybe 1 or 2 more seasons after season 6, but we'll leave it there. Season 6 is just a big milestone in general too for TV shows, because if you nail season 6, now you've crossed the 3-season threshold twice. The 3-season threshold is when you say, okay, that's a really good run for a TV show. You had a successful TV run at 3 seasons. Once you've done that twice, and you've done it as well as Rick and Morty does, I'm making a bold prediction here. If Rick and Morty can stick the landing with season 6, if it keeps the quality up, if it keeps the entertainment up, if we get a fun payoff with this new antagonist they're introducing, who I won't spoil who it is, if all of that works out, I think it'll be undisputable for myself that this show has elevated its way to one of the best, if not, and this is my bold prediction, the best adult animated show ever to air. Because the characters have come so far, the relationships have come so far, the animation is beautiful episode to episode, so many creative designs, so many creative story plots and fun premises to deal with. I just love it. I really do adore it. And I feel like this is its big chance to be elevated as the top adult animated show of all time, overtaking everything else in its way, just paving it straight forward. And for some people, this show already is that, but I feel like this could set it in stone for at least myself. I would love to hear what you think of the show and what you thought of this premiere in the comment section below. I really loved the episode. I loved what it did just with the splitting the family apart, sort of, and letting them deal with their own problems in their own worlds. I'm trying not to spoil like where exactly people go and what exactly happens in the episode, because it's on Adult Swim right now. You can watch it for free. It's not like you're going to be waiting for it to pop up on HBO Max and you'll forget about it in 3 months when it finally goes up. You can go watch it now. So I say go watch it now. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and thank you all very much for the support over the last few months, and honestly just in general for this channel. I could not be doing this without you, and we're gonna keep it moving right along. I can't wait for Halloween this year too. You guys have no idea. I've got some fun stuff planned for Halloween, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe to become a cow, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.